Business Focus with Kudzi Sharara on the Champions League Breakfast.
Yevi semazo Kudzi Sharara apindira murise mukoma Kudzi garisema tiri.
Ainda mukaboa mukoma.
I like it when you say good morning Tiache, good morning Pastor, good morning good morning everyone.
Naturally.
So how are you today, Kudzi?
I'm good. I'm happy with the quiz competition that we had yesterday. I'm excited for the young guys.
Okay. Oh, looking forward to it today.
Yes. So so tomorrow the other semi-final. So yesterday was the first semi-final where we had two groups battling it out for the bragging rights. Because for me, I believe all the kids that took their time to study the material that we gave them, I think they are all winners. Why? Because the biggest investment is to invest in knowledge. And these kids, no matter what happened yesterday, they've invested in knowledge. And they are totally different in terms of financial literacy, in terms of capital markets literacy. They are totally different from those who didn't go through the lessons. And the first pool A was won by a school that came all the way from Midlands. That's the Midlands Christian College. They are the winners of Pool A of the quiz competition. And then the second group, this Pool B, was won by a school that came all the way from Mutoko. It's called Munashe High School. They were the winners.
Mutoko?
Yes,
Wow.
from Mutoko.
Wow.
They managed to beat the defending champions, Ermapo International School, all the way from Rishavani. But Ermapo, because they were daring, in the there's a round which we call the buzzer round, the lightning round, where a question is asked and the first school to hit the button is the one that answers. So they were daring that our Kaptok station manager Nyara Zumakombo was the quiz mistress. So they at some point before she finished asking the question, they were already on the buzzer. So they had no option but to answer. But now if you get the answer wrong, you get deducted 20 points. So they lost about 40 points. They were leading all along. They lost 40 points and they came second. But it was a good show. I really loved it for the learners. They did quite well. So tomorrow we have got another semi-final where we've got two groups, Pool C and Pool D, and then the finals next week Friday. And I would like to thank our partners there, ZB Financial Holdings. They came through with the prize money for the learners, for the schools that were participating. Also Zim Switch coming through, Delta also there, Old Mutual providing the venue, and I would want their players who also stand to benefit from having people, Zimbabweans, who are capital market literacy, the stockbrokers, the asset managers, the financial advisors. These are the people who stand to benefit the most because these are their future clients. And I would have wanted to see them coming through to support, to support these kids, give them vouchers, support them. Even the moral support. So that's a call that I'm extending to the stockbrokers, the asset managers, the financial advisors to come through and support these kids. We've got, for example, one of the supporting companies is called Tika Shoes. They make school shoes, and they are coming through with 60 pairs of shoes to give to these learners who will make it to the final. So, and that's the kind of support we want that goes even directly to the students. That was the Capital Markets High School quiz competition yesterday.
Financial term of the day,
I think financial term of the day, I think I want to use the questions that some of these students were asked. So if you think you can get some of these questions right, you can come through, give us a call, you can give them our number so that we can ask
direct if you think you've been learning and you've been taking part.
So the first question is which is very simple because we talk about it here.
So can we ask munafona utobvunza izvizvi?
Tokunabvunza anoda kufona ofona anditi. And then okay, so the first question we ask anditi ofona opintra, and then ari pafone tomvunza the second question. Heavy. So the first question is what is a stock exchange? And these are the answers. What is the stock exchange? The answer is is it A, place where stocks are exchanged for physical goods or services? B, a virtual marketplace for buying and selling stocks? C, a platform where companies exchange stocks amongst themselves? What is a stock market? A stock exchange. What is a stock exchange?
Number zedu ngoni dzinoti
0772269229 or 0772269241.
They can also come through our WhatsApp platform with the answers. So, what is a stock exchange? Is it a place where stocks are exchanged for physical goods or services? Two, B, is it a virtual marketplace for buying and selling stocks? Or C, a platform where companies exchange stocks amongst themselves? What is a stock exchange? That's the first question.
Business Focus, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Ndiani ari kupi?
Ndikamwenje tiri pambara.
Okay, maunzwa mvunzo watapwa na kudzi.
Mvunzo taunzwa.
Chipe 18. Ichi? B, yes, correct. A virtual marketplace for buying and selling stocks. Now your question, whilst you're on air, the second question.
Right.
Which regulatory body oversees the securities industry in Zimbabwe? Which regulatory body oversees the securities industry in Zimbabwe? Is it A, Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe? Is it B, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe? Is it C, the Insurance and Pension Commission?
Answer pa AF.
Pa AF, Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe. Yes, Magona.
Ari kujuma.
Okay, can I give you another one?
Gatizame.
Yes. What is a bull market? What is a bull market? Is it A, a period of falling stock prices? Is it B, a period of rising and falling of stock prices? Is it C, a period of rising stock prices?
Abo B agaw. B.
Finally you've got it wrong. C, a period of rising stock prices. I also patsana chinivunzwa the bulls are raging. So thank you so much. Martin Diane zita zviya. Thank you so much for coming through. Varuterera, yes. Thank you for participating. So those were financial terms for the day. I think we should continue to until
we learn more when we engage.
Right, yeah.
So what's happening to Zimbabwe Stock Exchange?
Yeah, so the ZSC, ilombeda kunzvimbo ine makomo batizari yekuti 1 minute murukwiza gomo, the next minute you are going down the valley. So that's how the market is.
Kuzindopa anoti yoyo kana siso.
Exactly. So that's what's happening with the ZSC. Yesterday it was on a down day. The all-share index coming off by 0.38%. Top 10 index losing 0.77%. However, the medium cap was positive, up by 1%. The VFX, that's the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, also adding 1.05%. Top risers were Ariston. Ariston seems to be doing very well, up by 34.25%. Wheeldale also putting on 18.73%. Nampak 14.82% to the good. Aftis putting on 13.59%. Mash adding 6.13%. There were, however, other companies that were in the negative territory. BAT losing 11.44%. Hippo down 6.98%. Jerryboard easing 6.89%. EcoCash losing 2.77%. And then Delta coming off by 1.25%. Most investors were putting their money into Delta. $13.1 million zig worth of shares changing hands there. You know, dollar tarijera. EcoCash also getting about 2.4 million. Econet about 1 million. And then FBC and BAT also getting a sizable chunk of the funds that were invested. So that's how the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange traded yesterday.
And of course, there is something which is now very, very topical, and I think something of interest as well. Now, the exit of Nampak from Zimbabwe. Can we talk about that?
Yes, Ngoni. So yes, Nampak Zimbabwe. You know, Nampak, they owned companies that they owned in Zimbabwe. Kuna inonzi Megapack. Inoita mostly plastic packaging material, especially some of the water tanks zvatinoona zvigubhu zvizhinji zvinoshandiswa. That was Megapack. It also owns Unyani inoita, it's also in the packaging business. And then also imwe inonzi zvinonetsa kupronounce, but I'll try, Canada Metal Box. Again, inogadzira zvivharo zvatoziva zvinovhara madrink nemabeer bottles. Zvimwe zvacho ndokwa zvinogadzirwa macan emadrinks ebeer ndokwa anogadzirwa. So this company was the major shareholder, about close to 51.43% was owned by a subsidiary of Nampak Nampak South Africa. So this was Nampak Southern Africa Holdings Limited, which was owned by Nampak South Africa. And they are saying, okay, we are exiting Zimbabwe. We are selling off our shareholding in Nampak Zimbabwe. And one of the issues that forced them to sell, some of them are the economic environment in Zimbabwe. It's one of the reasons that they gave there in terms of why they've decided to exit Zimbabwe. But the good thing is that they are selling the business to a company that has been long established in Zimbabwe, to a company that at some point and even now owned some of these companies. So they are selling it to TSL. TSL, for those who might not know, they are the owners of the tobacco sales floor. They are also the owners of Back Storage. They also are the owners of Avis, which is a car hire company. So they're also into property. So they're into logistics, property, and also. So TSL also owned some shares in Hunyani. It used to own some shares so TSL is now buying Nampak, and I think
is it a wise move? Because the reason you what's the reason?
The Nampak, vapa ma reasons, and one of the reasons is vapa ndezekuti iyo yekuti issues to do with also the economic environment in Zimbabwe. I was trying to look at that so that I can say it in their exact words what they said. Yes.
What does that mean to us? Because we had Unilever leaving Zimbabwe, Nampak leaving Zimbabwe. I think growth industry would have happy if people are leaving. Where are we going wrong?
Yeah, it's the operating environment, Patsani, which seems to be tough for some of these international companies. Some of them, they've had challenges. For example, you run a company here in Zimbabwe, right? The company does well, it pays a dividend, but you fail to remit your dividend to your major shareholder. So that has been an issue as well. And then you look at the currency situation. So, for example, you are selling your goods and services in the local currency, which continuously is volatile, probably also losing value. And you are like, okay, I'm struggling to get value. I'm not getting any value from this country. I've tried for years supporting this business, but it seems I'm not getting any value. So they've sold it. This shareholding of about 51%, they've sold it for about 25 million US dollars, 25 million US dollars for that shareholding. It means that when you look at the price that TSL is currently trading at, TSL is paying about a premium, a significant premium to the current price of Nampak, which is listed on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. TSL is also listed on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. I'm not sure whether they'll just merge and have one listing on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. If they do that, it means one less company on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, which is also not good for the market. So these are some of the challenges that we have in our local environment. But for me, for as long as the current management, for as long as those who are going to be running the business can continue to create value, can continue to grow, can continue making money, I think there are no issues there for as long as they can continue to operate.
Tinotenda kuzi, thank you so much nekuya kwaita. Tiri kudzidza everyday kugadzire quiz yemangwana. I'm ready. Tomorrow ask me, I'll be having all the answers.
Thank you, Patsan.
Business Focus with Kudzi Sharara on the Champions League Breakfast.